KJK Chapter 263 is here. Man, Sukuna is right again in the middle of survival, as he faces a near point-blank range of hollow purple from Yuta. Dang, will he survive? Or will plot armor save him again? The chapter starts with a massive explosion, as both Sukuna and Yuta's domain ruptures from the destruction of Yuta's purple hollow attack. And even with a near point-blank range of the hollow purple, Sukuna still managed to survive, even in his weakest form, with only a few burn marks on his body. Man, I guess the hollow purple used by Yuta has been nerfed, because if not, then how the hell did he survive the hollow purple that destroyed both of their domains? And even Sukuna thought that it's the only attack that could end him. Man, Gege better give an explanation on how Sukuna survived that attack. Sukuna says that Yuta has done it, even when is not comfortable of using it. From the dust and debris, Yuta, Yuji, and Tadu emerges ready to crush Sukuna. Yuji says that it does not matter if they are caught in the crossfire of Yuta's attacks, because they can evade using Todo's Boogie Woogie, while Sukuna, after activating his domain, has again fallen to state where his technique is painstakingly difficult to use. But as the three rush to attack Sukuna, Yuta suddenly collapses. It's revealed that because of his use of domain, that Yuta has burned out Kenjika's technique before the 5 minutes had passed. Halting Kenjika's technique, it's because of Rika no longer haunting Yuta's new body that he could no longer use his copy technique. Yuta thinks if Kenjaku had a trick where he can still use this technique even after activating a domain expansion, while Tadu thinks that Yuta has finally reached his limit. Sukuna charges up his curse energy and lands a black flash to Tadu, which the latter defended. Tadu thinks that the reason Sukuna is called king is even in the situation that is in right now, his offensive capabilities does not go down, meaning that Sukuna is giving his all, even using Yuta's situation, to land a black flash to a distracted Tadu. Yuji then sneaks up behind Sukuna ready to attack. As Tadu coughs up blood, and with a broken Vibra slap, Tadu thinks that is still not done. Hogging the spotlight, as Yuji lands a devastating punch to Sukuna. Tadu sees the remaining shards of Yuta's barrier and thinks that there's no better stage to use his Boogie Woogie, and taps his Vibra slap on his forehead. He uses the countless shattered parts of Yuta's barrier to swap Yuji multiple times. He swaps Yuji so fast that it creates an afterimage around Sukuna, further confusing the King of Curses. Dang, it could have been awesome if Yuji throws a punch every time is swapped, landing multiple attacks on Sukuna, but this time he catches the king surprised as he appears by his side, and activates his dismantle. Yuji says that he'll do this as many times to wake up Megumi. It's because Yuji is targeted the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul, weakening Sukuna's control over Megumi's body. Sukuna realizes that Yuji has made a binding vow to make his strikes more effective, tearing Sukuna's soul from Megumi's body. Sukuna adds that if he keeps taking blows from Yuji, he won't be able to maintain his control over Megumi's body. As he coughs up something and swallows it up again, it might be one of his fingers, but it looked like Tengen's fetus that he swallowed earlier in the fight. Yuji rushes to attack Sukuna, and uses his dismantle to make the floor collapse as he tries to land another attack, but Sukuna evades and counters with a punch that sends Yuji crashing to a wall. Sukuna thinks that if can simply evade Yuji's attacks, then they won't have any effective move against him. Tadu at the back thinks that if his spare Vibra slap won't be recognized as his left arm, then his CT won't function. That's why he needs to do it one more time. As Sukuna and Yuji readies for another round of slug fight, Tadu taps his Vibra slap on the ground, and it failed, as Sukuna sees that no one has been swapped, but as he looks above, he's terribly surprised to see Angel ready to attack. Tadu says that because of his binding vow the range of his CT has significantly increased, that's why he is able to teleport Angel from a far distance. In a flashback, Yuta talks with Angel. Angel says that her role ends once she dispels Gojo's seal. Yuta asks her if what will happen to Megumi. Yuta apologizes and says that they'll need to rely on her in the end. Yuta explains that it's fine if Angel won't join them in battle, even if his domain gets destroyed. That's because they'll make sure that there would be no need for Angel to fight. But he'd like to use her Jacob's ladder as a finishing blow. That's because they'll take an all or nothing gamble to split Sukuna and Megumi's soul, and that they'll make the most of his copy CT. Yuta adds that for most of the time anyone who faces him won't think about the original users of the technique that he has copied. They only think on how many techniques Yuta copied, and won't think of the possibility of the original user appearing, especially for those who knows how Yuta's CT works. It's easy for them to fall into the trap of thinking that Yuta has taken the technique rather than Yuta just copying the techniques. That's why they won't think of the original user appearing. Yuta says that the true strength of his copy is having two same cards in one hand, meaning two sorcerers using the same technique. This is why Sukuna has been caught off guard of Angel's appearance. Angel unleashes the maximum output of her Jacob's ladder right on top of Sukuna, from a near point-blank hollow purple, into now a maximum Jacob's ladder falling on top of him. Dang, the King of Curses just can't catch a break. Is this gonna be the end of Sukuna, or will plot armor save him again? That's up guys. For more JJK updates, hit like, share, follow, and subscribe. Thank you, winky face.